Welcome to Purple Advert Gaming. Today we're going to be playing Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. Thanks, Shell. We recently done his unboxing and we recently done the unboxing, so we've organised this box. We've got all his bags and his tokens, and I've got the Learn to Play guide. So we're going to go through scenario 1. If you've not played this and don't want to know about it, I'd turn off now because there's going to be some spoilers. Me with Shell and Dan. None of us have played Gloomhaven before, so brand new experience. We'll see how we get on. So there you go, guys. I've got the Learn to Play guide. I'm going to hold that up. So it says, "Welcome to Gloomhaven." I won't read all of it, but this game is fully cooperative with players working together to navigate their way through a campaign of scenarios. You will not play it all in one city, but can easily be saved at the end of any single scenario. And this book is meant to walk you step by step through the first 5 scenarios of this campaign, after which point you should have all the tools to continue on through the rest of it. So let's start by getting out the scenario book. So that is this one. And then it says, its front cover contains the introduction to the story of this campaign and will direct you to unlock scenario 1.
I like the binding.
Yeah, it's so you can open it. I mean,
it just gives it a life as well.
Yeah, and the thing is though, it's a little bit wonky, but it's supposed to be. It's like thematic. Writing on it. There's quite a bit of reading, so I'll read it to you both and the camera. It will be good to get back to the sleeping lion. After a fortnight going up and down the still river, chasing a bad lead on a missing blacksmith, you can almost feel the warmth of the inn's hearth when Gloomhaven's walls come into view. You are almost home. To be fair, it's not just the blacksmith. An alarming number of people within the poorer districts of the city have gone missing. Usually nothing comes of it. Nothing comes of it though. Just another poor soul forgotten out here on the edge of civilization. The blacksmith's wife, Sandy, however, managed to somehow scrape enough money together to hire you to find her husband. You're not sure where the money came from, but no matter the source, it couldn't have come easy, which makes it doubly painful to return to the city empty-handed. True, Sandy was a little light on the payment, but you are the Jaws of the Lion, one of the most well-known mercenary groups in this backwater dump of a town. Yes, that's what Jaws of the Lion is. It's a group. Surely it can't hurt to take a charity case every once in a while. Getting good jobs is about maintaining a reputation, after all, which is why you really need to get to the bottom of this and not return to the widow with nothing but the calluses on your feet. Also, you probably shouldn't call her a widow to her face, at least not until the fate of the blacksmith has been confirmed. Given, however, that none of those who have disappeared have returned, the outlook is grim. As these cheery thoughts pass through your mind, you notice movement up ahead and immediately draw your weapon. I've got a weapon yet? I started that bit. The sun has dipped low in the sky, reducing visibility, but you can clearly see some ramshackle wooden barricades blocking the road in front of you, and sure enough, as you cautiously approach the scene, vermlings jump out from behind the obstructions, flashing crude swords and sharp sticks. You have to admit you are quite tired from the day's journey, but still these oversized rats certainly picked the wrong group of travellers to ambush today. You are the Jaws of the Lion, after all, and are always ready to show there is only one outcome for anyone who dares threaten you. And then it says a reward. New location, roadside ambush. That sounds like a reward, getting ambushed. If you haven't yet, read the first section of the Learn to Play guide before continuing on to scenario 1. So I have read that briefly earlier. So we need this, and we're going to use U-Shell. So here's the map of Gloomhaven, and according to this, because it says that bit at the bottom, new location, roadside ambush, we then take the sticker. So I've got a bunch of stickers here. Yeah, so I'll turn that around for you because it says take that first sticker from the sticker sheet, so 1, labelled roadside ambush, and place it in the B1 square.
It's like a single-use code.
Yeah. It says, lining it up so that the artwork lines up.
I'm trying.
With a torch. Well, it does say, Dan, good question. These stickers are permanent. If you would prefer not to make permanent changes to your game, feel free to ignore them and track which scenarios are available to you in some other way. So I don't think it's a single play. I think you play through the campaign.
Didn't realise you had a beta line up as well.
Oh, okay. And then it opens the location, so you could play it again, but you don't like unlock it. It
No,
will just be unlocked.
You just know it's there.
Oh
Yeah.
well, that's a bit rubbish. Don't look at the river.
What have you done?
I'm going to
I
look at
lined
it.
the B up, and I lined the top line up, but then when it came to the bottom line, it was there.
It's not that.
It's rubbish, that.
It's a good job, Chris.
It's true, that's it. I'm not going wrong way, and it's there, up in that corner. Get the light off it. Yeah, if Chris were here, he'd be crying by now.
Yeah, it would.
So anyway, so there you go.
He'd have done it for you. He wouldn't have let you do it.
No, well, when we played Pandemic Legacy, Chris
had
had
to
to
do
do
it.
stickers because he would have stressed out. The Map City board is a way to see which scenarios are available for you to play. So at the minute we've only got one. You know, map the bit, we didn't map that line up there either.
I'll remember next time.
At the moment, only scenario 1 is available. As you progress, you unlock new ones. So before we go to scenario 1, each player must decide which character they are going to play. There are 4 characters available, so allowing up to 4 players to participate.
Have
So.
a picture?
I don't think there's a picture.
The names are there, though.
I think actually, where's the lid? On the side of the lid.
There's no names on them, though.
No, I'll tell you the name. So you've got,
Oh, that must be that red.
yeah. So you've got the Demolitionist.
Oh, that looks like demolition.
Hey, listening. Demolitionist.
Yeah.
Who's good at melee damage and obstacle destruction.
Yeah.
His
fists.
You've then got the Hatchet. Have you got some hatchets? That second one.
Yeah, I bet so.
Yeah.
He's good at ranged damage and looting.
Yeah.
You've then got the Red Guard,
Yeah, that's definitely
which is protection and monster manipulation. And then finally, you've got the Void Warden, who is good at healing and support. Oh, yeah. They're on the side of the box, the 4 characters. You see that?
I'm going to be the red guard.
Oh,
I'm
it is-
going to go red guard.
oh no, we've got a.
I'll go to the black one.
I'm
and
a red
watch the
guard
black
fight.
one.
But the Hatchet.
Yeah. He looks mean.
Oh, you've put me in a position now.
Right, who did you want to be?
Well,
Did you want to be the red guard as well?
no, I thought your guys would go for the Demolitionist and the Hatchet go for the fighters, so I was going to take the Void Warden. But seeing as you've gone for, because I don't know this
Protection
game.
and monster manipulation.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And then the Void Warden is healing and support, so I think seeing as you've gone for that Hatchet, range damage, I'm going to go for the Demolitionist.
Yeah,
Go
he's
for the-
melee and obstacle destruction.
Yeah, so we won't have the healing and support, we're just going to go in
Yeah.
windmilling.
Obviously.
So,
That's us.
okay, so we decided that. That was easy. I thought we'd have a fight over Red Gun, but changed
No,
the
I'll
Hatchet.
let Dan have him.
Alright. So there are figures of the characters in the small boxes, and right. So now we need. Right. So find the large and small box with the character icons on. So mine's the love heart.
Oh, okay.
That one on top.
Okay.
And the big one. The big one and the little one.
This
So
you.
then you. No, that's you.
That's you. And I'm the bottom one.
Oh, yeah,
You're the
Hatchet.
Hatchet.
Hatchet. Not ratchets.
Right, and then it says, and remove the contents, but don't open anything yet, because there's some more instructions.
You have to show what we're around.
Yes, so I've got the. Down a bit.
Down a bit.
There we go.
And it's like an envelope, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're going to open it up. And inside,
Do you open the box as well?
yeah. Oh,
I'm
there
guessing
we
that's
go.
going to be his person.
So inside, there we go. So I've got, well, I'll show you in a minute. So we've got a picture of me, Demolitionist.
Yeah, it's my
I've got the
person.
story on the back. Oh, Dan's got those thing out. Some little tokens and lots of cards.
Yeah, my token. Who's got
No
a hat on?
token, you mean your figure.
Figure.
And a little pad with I'm guessing stats on
Shell,
it.
my guy looks really cool.
Oh yeah, just rub it in.
Yeah, so does mine look.
Yeah, he looks good. He's got a funny hat.
Yeah. Yes, I
He's got a good cape as well. Cloak.
looks like a skeleton. Is it? His face.
Oh, yeah, he's got a
Mine.
crazy face.
Mine looks little compared to yours.
He looked little in the picture, to be fair.
It's mine. That's the demolitionist.
He looks a bit like that tree from
Look at him.
the Guardians of the Galaxy. What's it called?
Look at him.
That tree.
Man, yo, that hatchet's massive.
Yeah.
That's them together. I don't know if you.
Groot, that's what he looks like. in the
Looks like
picture.
Groot. Look,
Yeah.
I'll put them there so people can see the size. I'm massive. Try not to slide them off the board.
Do I put my little tokens out?
Just hang on a minute.
Hang
There's
around,
more instructions.
waiting. Oh, it says Holt on these as well.
Although I will say,
Not looked at mine properly.
yeah, I'm not sure that figures. But there, might be. I have to have a look see if there's a fault on some of the figures.
Why?
See the gap at the back where his cloak is. I don't know
Ah,
if it's
yeah.
because his arm has moved or the figure's not just
I think
seated
it's just not
properly.
stuck on properly. To be
We'll
honest.
have to see. Right, so there are figures of the characters in the small boxes, and the large boxes contain character maps with artwork on the front and description of the character on the back, which we'll read at his own leisure in a bit. Just about your character, I think. Once characters are chosen, players should claim their character's figure and map. The rectangular initiative order token. So that's that. That's me. From their character's zip bag. So that's, yes, it's supposed to have a zip bag in it.
Okay, so this says on it, do not open until you
Yeah, well,
reach
that's what I'm
level
getting
5.
to. Yeah. So then I've got the hit point dial, which is this. From the box.
That's smooth.
Is it? Oh, yeah. That's good, isn't it? Deck of smaller cards with no warning. So there's some cards that say halt on them. So, but there's another smaller deck. So that must be this one. Have you got a small deck like this?
Yeah,
That
it
doesn't
says
say
halt on it as
No,
well.
the one that doesn't say halt on it.
Oh,
that
it's
one.
got numbers on it.
You should have, so you should have your figure, yeah, your map, your initiative order token.
These match these in here.
Yeah, you're listening. Your hit point dial is also what you need.
Yeah, I've got them, yeah.
A deck of smaller cards with no warning, and the first 7 cards on the larger deck with no warning. So you've got another deck that says halt on it, and then you can open the big one that doesn't say halt, and it says.
That's 7 from the top or the bottom. I'm guessing
So
you
one
need
is a
that
player reference,
Yeah,
that's your
player
first one, yeah. And 6 are ability cards with an A in the crown under the
one.
title.
Okay, yeah.
So we're going to put the camera right up here at the top. There's a crown with an
Yeah,
A
'cause
in
it
it.
could be afterwards.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah,
7 with that one.
you don't need your bag in. The 2 decks with warnings, along with the remainder of the other large deck, should remain in that box for now. So these
Okay,
needs to
so
go back
put them back in our box.
Do not open this pack of cards until you are directed to do so. Okay, that's fine.
These boxes are good.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Can't tuck mine back in, but
What about these?
I didn't mention them.
We just keep them just in case for now.
Yeah, that's a good one. They're not even mentioned in the book.
Just put your box back here.
Yeah, please. So we've got these little tokens with our symbol on it, and they're not mentioned.
No.
Yeah, it's not close.
They're not mentioned in the book, so we'll keep them for now. So I need them. Yeah, look, there's a picture of everything that comes in the box.
Yeah. It might come back afterwards.
but yeah, but they aren't mentioned. Right, so play area setup. So each player should place their character map. I think we need to get the book out. So we need to get ourselves organised. So we're doing the map, we're here, we're in the roadside ambush, and then this is a scenario book, which I'll put it that way. Doesn't matter.
Okay, so it's a bit like a map.
Yeah. So we can all reach it, and we start here. So I've done it that way. So
I thought it would be like Dungeons and Dragons sort of scenario where we talk to each other.
no, well, if I do it that way, you're gonna have to read. So I'll do it that way. Yeah. So I might move it that way slightly, Dan, but you'll just have to. I've picked up on camera, those
Just
shiny lights shining on it. She don't like reading.
I don't like reading.
She's like, no, I'm not reading it. You read it. Right, so then what we need to do is we need to take this character map, put it in front of us.
Yeah.
You might want to move box in a minute.
I'll just move it now.
Right, so the player reference. So these are all in front of you. 6 level A ability cards.
Yep, got them.
Attack modifier deck, so that's this little one. I need to set this out. I'm getting mine. I can't get in it. Which is a deck of smaller cards and hit point dial. This one. And put them in front of them. So the red side of the dial should be set to the red number below the white 1 on the bottom of their character map.
Mine's a 10.
Mine's an 8. So that's that dial, yeah. And then
Mine's
that's at
an
the
8.
bottom of the map down here. So you're quite tough for a red guard, eh? Blue side of the dial should be ignored for now. So the character's initiative order token should be placed near the centre of the table. So that in a minute that's going to decide which order we're going.
Right.
So open the scenario book to scenario 1 and place it in the middle of the table. Done that. So this book shows the scenario map, which consists of a number of hexes where the scenario will play out. Each player can now place their character's figure on any one of the starting hex icons, which is these 4 here. Look at Danny straight in, he's not missing about. Where am I?
Do you want my spot?
Oh, no, I'll go in middle.
Go in middle,
Little
short,
one in middle,
short.
Yeah. Retrieve the zip bag of Vermling Raider cards. Which I thought shall have
Yeah, they won't top them.
Yeah.
And remove the cardboard standees. The large square stack cards, so we need them out of the
With
box.
them being
stand.
standees, does this mean we need
Yeah, so we need them, and we need the,
Just want the cards. This thing for it.
just probably, yeah, and one of them envelopes you've picked up.
Just one?
Yeah.
Randomly?
No, so one of them envelopes.
Oh, it'll say
the one that says Vermling Raider,
It'll say Vermling Raider.
and then an envelope.
Oh, okay. There's nothing in it.
No, hang on, it's the initiative order token. Did you get that out, Shell? So basically everything out of that bar, yeah. And then that goes with the others over here.
Oh, okay, so that tells us who's going.
That tells us the order, in a minute that's going to tell us the order. So it says the smaller cards are not needed in this scenario. I think that's them, Shell. Hang on, don't do that, Shell. Don't do that. So they can go back in. So insert the stack card in one of the 6 envelopes from the box so that the area with 1 in the upper left corner is showing. Place it next to the scenario book. So we'll put initiative over here.
Upper left corner, yeah.
Yeah. Show it to the camera. So we put Vermling Raider in here. The 1 up in the corner, and that's got some stats on it, so that can go there, so we can all see it. Now put the monster standees into the white and gold plastic stands found in the game box. Hang on, and populate the map in the scenario book following these rules. So on the board, underneath it shows So white is a normal one, and gold is a elite monster, and black is no monster. So the colour of the stand dictates what it is, and there's 3 colours. So like that one's got black, white, and gold. So that's for 2 players, 3 players, and 4 players. So for that one we need 1 on a white stand. That one we need 1 on a gold stand.
Okay, yeah.
So you need to look at map and decide what colour stand you stick them on.
Okay.
Don't look at the numbers, because that should be mixed up.
Right.
It says put them on the stand and put them on the board. So that's a white one.
So this is for 3 players, so it's 3.
Yeah.
What about this one?
So that'll be a white stand. It's the middle. See the 3 colours?
Oh yeah, I couldn't see the top one.
Black, white.
Oh, do you know what?
Gold.
That's why I was confused because I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
a white,
a white
so
one.
a white one goes there. A white one goes there.
Right, yeah, I couldn't see the black.
That's middle.
Yeah, this was in there, I couldn't see it.
Yeah. And it says
Is it just random numbers? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Give any yellow one.
this number
Yeah,
should
I'll
be
have that one.
should be randomised when setting them up. I don't think it really matters.
To be honest with you,
You'll see why.
we're just randomly choosing anyway.
Yeah.
White and a white.
So take the plastic. Oh, hang on.
I never get.
Take the plastic token tray and put it next to the scenario book. There, it's just on camera, so that's okay. Take the other 20 card deck of attack modifier cards labelled M. That's them in the box. Them ones that are in the box. Should be 20 that are labelled M. I don't know where they're labelled M.
I'm guessing on this side.
Is it 20?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then it goes to star.
Oh, okay. Okay. And place it next to the monster stat card. That's okay, so they're there.
Oh, here we go, I've just found this. Curse and Bless, it's purple.
Oh, what's that then? This is the monster's attack modifier deck. So they've got a deck, and if you look, we've all got a deck with the same symbol on here, but it's got your symbol on the other side. So shuffle this and all character attack modifier decks.
In there, but it covers the hand. Purple there.
And then them other side, yeah. So, okay. Right, so we need to shuffle
The zone.
Yeah. I don't know where this is a particular place you put them. They've got them above the disc thing. Because I think you put some cards round you.
Yeah, I looked at that.
Inactive,
Yeah.
discard, items and lost.
Yeah. So according to the book, I've moved this way slightly because I think I'm just off camera. The tray is like the bottom of the thing.
If you need more space, I can move it.
Yeah. Put that there. It's your on, but you're upside down.
But I can move.
No, yeah, no, that's fine. Right, so that's that. Now, oh, I need to shuffle that one. We're going to shuffle that one, that's for the monsters, just while I go through this. So, there's a lot of information in the scenario book. So, you've got scenario, number, and title.
So we're not using these little notepads.
No, not yet. And city map board reference, so you know where it is. And then the goal of the scenario, they kill all enemies. So I'm guessing the Vermling Raiders are the enemies. So when this is achieved, the scenario is successfully completed. In this case, all monsters on the map must be killed. And then you've got the scenario key listing what monsters from the game box and what tokens and tiles from the token tray will be needed to set up the map. There, it's just them at the minute.
There's little tips on the things as well.
Yeah.
Blue tips.
And then map layout. D. Oh, that. Page 23. Future scenarios may also show that a separate page from the supplemental scenario book is needed. And an introduction text, and it says, read this now. So I'll have to just stand up a minute. So it says, the road back to Gloomhaven has been long, and now to get attacked by vermlings when all you want is a warm meal and a soft bed, for it makes you mad. Mad enough to kill these mangy creatures before you collapse from exhaustion. Of course, the vermlings have other plans. They gibber about wanting your coin and the meat on your bones. Nasty things, really. Best to ignore their ranting and end this quickly. Okay, so they sound nice. Then special rules text. Read this after the introduction. So make sure each character's starting hand consists of their 6 ability cards marked A. I've done that, haven't we? That's 6 ones.
Yeah.
The Vermling Raiders will act on initiative 50 each round. They will first move their base move value, and then if a character is adjacent to them, attack for their base attack value. So that's an A. So movement's the little foot, so it's a 1. And it's a 2 on the attack. Conclusion text. Do not read this until the scenario has been completed. Same with rewards. And then all the way around, it's tips and reminders. And then there's only 2 other things to remember across this. So obstacles. So anything in a green border is an obstacle, and you can't move into them squares.
Yeah.
And then the wall, which I don't think there's any need to explain. It's finished with a thick dark border. It's the wall, and you can't move outside of that. But I think that kind of makes sense because there's nothing there. But so you got to stay in there, and you can't stand on the green
Unless
things.
later on there's like a door or something.
Yeah. So then playing the game. So then what you do then is you've got, so on your turn, so you've got card selection, ordering of initiative, character and monster turns, and then end of the round. So the 6 cards that you've got in your hand are all what you can do on your turn, and they have 2 things to top and bottom. And on your turn, you pick 2 cards, and you do the top action from one and the bottom action from the other. You can't do 2 tops or 2 bottoms. It's got to be top and bottom. You're going to mix it. The other thing you can't do, so it says each player will now privately and simultaneously select 2 ability cards from their hand of 6 cards to play face down in front of them. Now during this we can make general statements about what we're going to do, but we can't actually give specific information or tell you anything that's on the card. So I can say like, well, I think I'm going to attack, but I can't say I'm going to play this particular card. Hang on a minute, I know you're reading cards, but there's a bit of a thing to help us. And then the middle bit's got a number in it, which is your initiative. So this one says 88, and I've just said don't show your cards, but there's a number in the middle.
Yeah.
Now that number determines when you move. The lowest initiative goes first. The vermlings are 50, so it's all going to get sorted in the order of the initiative. So if you want to go before the vermlings, pick a number under 50. If you want to go after the vermlings, pick a number greater than 50, basically. But obviously we can't tell each other our initiatives, so we have to. That just plays itself out. Now, what it says to do is what it recommends if you want. So it says we haven't covered the specifics of how all the actions work yet, but the plain text descriptions in the blue boxes on the cards should give you a better idea of their functions. I think in future you just get the symbols, and on these starter cards it's got the blue text that tells you exactly what it does. And what it says is if you're unsure about what card to pick, try these suggestions for each character. So if you want, there's actually 2, which I'm going to do, I'll be honest with you. There's two cards to pick for each character. Yeah. So if you hatchet, it suggests centre mass and double throw. If you're the red guard, blinding sickle and shocking advance. And then I've got right now the thing it does say is choosing which of the 2 to be your initiative card, however, is up to you. The round will be acted out from low to high initiative, and according to the special rules, they also don't necessarily say which order to play them in. But what you have to do is you have to pick I know we've picked them because it said to pick them, but 2 cards that you've picked, the one that you want to be the initiative, put on the bottom, because you put them both face down like that. So again, so they're going to be 50, so it depends. I mean, it might not be a choice with whether you go first.
Oh, I can't help, can I?
No, just play it.
The one that I want to go first, and does it have to
no,
be top
it's
first?
no, it's not where you want to go first at the minute. It's what initiative number you want.
Yes, I want that one
For the bottom.
first. So does it
No,
want
for
that?
the bottom.
The box with
The bottom. You're going to turn them over. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But it's not which card you're going to play first. It's just your initiative value at the minute.
So what?
It don't matter which card you're going to play first or top or
Oh,
bottom.
okay.
It's just
right.
what number you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, so once all players have selected their cards, flip over each character's cards to reveal their initiative.
87.
So I'm 20.
24.
And then we order them in the order low to high. So,
Oh, look, he's running already.
so Demolitionist,
I'm first.
you know,
No,
you're
it's
last,
lowest.
you're slowest first.
Oh, is it?
I did say that. So Demolitionist,
What, that was there?
and then you,
Actually.
then the Vermin, and then red card. It goes on about ties and stuff,
Oh,
but we
you
don't need to worry
said
about
that
it,
one,
yeah.
did you?
Yeah, I misread it.
And then when ready to act out the round. Okay? So once initiative order is set, each figure will get a turn in that order. On the character's turn, they will perform 1 top action and 1 bottom action. And I've just said he can't perform both. But so now I do 2 actions, and it doesn't matter. Actions. Where is it? They can use either card first for either its top or bottom action.
So they
It don't matter which one
cards.
you've done. So then, no. So an action, and then it's placed in the character's discard pile on the left side of their character map. So basically, you've got like move and attack. I don't think there's much else that they do at the minute. So where am I? I'm over here. So move. Okay.
You don't know where to put stuff, do you?
Right, so I'm gonna kind of do that. So I'm gonna play the bottom of this card. So it says move 2. So I'll put that down so you can see it. So it says move 2. So I'm gonna go 1, 2.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it says destroy 1 adjacent obstacle. If you do, perform strengthen self. And then in the blue box, it says gain advantage on all your attacks until the end of your next turn. So I might as well. I've got nothing against that boulder, but I might as well smash it. If I'm honest. So in the tray, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to destroy that obstacle, which now means
You can stand on
you can move through that if you want.
Yeah.
So it'll help, because then if you want to come, I don't know what you're doing with red guard. If you want to come and whack him, you can come and whack him. Then you see, whereas I was blocking way before. And then I get one of them little punch things to put on my card. So remember, see what that is in a minute. So I've got strengthened. So because I'm the demolitionist, I've punched a boulder, and then and now I'm all pumped up. So I played that card. It was there. Is it separate? Does it matter if it's face up, face down? Just says placed on the left side of the character map. So actions may be composed of multiple abilities, with each ability separated by an ability line, which is dotted. Any ability or action can be skipped, so I didn't have to do both of them, but that gives me a bonus, so I might as well do it. And then, so I've moved. Again, you don't have to, if you're moving, you have to move your full thing, and you cannot move through enemies, obstacles, or walls. I'm thinking of that. for my second card, I'm going to play the top bit. And on this, I've got an attack 2 and then an attack 1. See that?
Yeah.
Again, so I attack with 2, and then so one adjacent enemy suffers 2 damage. This guy, plus modifier. Which I don't know which is that. We'll do that in a minute. Then the same or a different adjacent enemy suffers 1 damage plus modifier. So I get 2 attacks. So it's called 1-2 punch. So if there was somebody else stood there, I could hit him. So I do. So when you attack somebody, so damaging killing monster, attack. Sorry. So attack. So my value is 2. Attack 2. Yeah. And then you anytime a figure performs an attack, the figure must flip over 1 card from their attack modifier deck, and that's got values in it. But because I've got this punch thing, which I'm gonna have to remember to remove. Like you remove the tokens until the end of your next turn. So it says these style attacks are the target's next full turn, which could be in the same round or the subsequent round if they already had a turn this round. So I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, that at the end of this round I'll lose it. But if that had happened to me and I'd already gone, it would have stayed on for the next turn. And because I've got that strength in it, it gives me an advantage in combat, which an advantage means. Find it. The attacker draws 2 attack modifier cards and applies whichever one is better. So without that, I would only draw 1 of these cards, but because I've got that, I draw 2 and pick the best one. So my attack is 2 on him, and then I turn over +0 and a -2.
That's good then.
So I'll have the +0. So I do 2 points of damage. So then that's when these come in. So when you've hit somebody, you put the 2 on the number. On the number on there. So he is a normal one, number 3. So I don't know what these are in. I can see a 1 and a 3. Put 2 of them on number 3. And his toughness is the top bit, so it's 5. And then because my special is 1-2 punch, so I hit him again. Only for 1 damage plus whatever these are, so I've got +1.
Would you do 2 every time then?
Yeah, well, I've got that on, and a -1. So it's a +1. So I'll do 2 again. Nearly killed him. I'll swap that for a 3.
What's his health?
5. He's got 4 damage, so he's just clinging on.
This is just like taking you through it, isn't it?
Oh yeah, so it is a discard
This
pile.
is the tutorial level.
Yeah, there's a discard. So they go there, and then I'll put it in. So I've got a discard pile for that.
Are these my active cards? Does that go over here?
No, I think that's something else that goes up there. It don't say to put them up there.
I just said they were the active cards.
Right, so that was me. I smashed that, then I punched him twice, and I nearly killed him.
I go.
So now it's your go.
Right, well, discard. I'm going to move 3. 1, 2, 3.
Can we share a space?
No. You can move through it.
Oh, so I can move.
You can move through it. You can't. So,
And then-
so we're at the bottom of that card.
Yeah, that will bottom something. I'm going to do my top one, which is attack 2, my range is 3, and I can target 2 people. So
Right.
I'm attacking them.
So what's the thing? Double throw.
Yeah,
That's the name of the card.
so I'm attacking him. But
Right,
my attack's 2,
Yeah, and your range is
3.
3.
So I can get him as well. 1, 2, 3.
Now, I should have maybe told you this before you move 3. So you might want to remove that, because I forgot this. So you might want to just cheat slightly, move back space. Because with a ranged weapon, if you are stood next to the person, you get. So you know I've got that advantage, which I should remove now before I forget. I'll put it in. That gives me. If you stood next to somebody and you've only got a ranged attack, which is what you've got at the minute, you get a disadvantage. So if you stand there and attack him, you pick two of these modifier cards and you have to take the lower one. That's why it might be better if you stood there.
Well, I know, but then I can't get in.
Why not?
'Cause I'm not 3
'Cause it's
away.
3 away.
Oh yeah.
That's why I picked
okay.
that.
So it's up to you. You still might be alright, but.
Oh, we'll try it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you attacking first?
Him, because he's only got
Right.
1 then. Help.
So
What, turn this over.
2.
So I get the 0
You've got the 0.
for him.
And what value? 2.
2.
Right.
So he's
So
dead.
Yeah. So he's dead. Now we're removing from the game.
And then I'm attacking him.
Yeah.
But I'm not next to him.
So you just turn 1 card over.
Just turn 1 card over. Just 2.
So 2. That hitting for 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
What number is it? Let's see if you.
4.
Right, and then because Dan misunderstood, it's now the Vermling's turn. So,
If you move them alright, can't do anything else.
so they always act on the same initiative. So any elite monsters will act first in standing numerical order, and then the normal monsters will act also in numerical order. And it carries out its entire turn before the next monster phase. So monster focus, and this is the bit. So the focus on the closest person,
Oh, I changed my mind. I want to go back there.
and then the by the shortest possible path, and then so they'll move and then attack if they can. Or they'll just move. So it's elite. We've only got 1 elite, haven't we? I trusted you guys that you think, but we've only got 1 elite yet.
Yeah.
So this guy goes first, and the move 2. Elite's that side,
Okay.
but
Oh,
it's
maybe they
still
trust
2.
us.
So he goes 1, 2. But he's only got a ranged attack, so he don't do anything. And then it's the other ones in number order. So number 1's here, so he goes 1, 2.
So 5,
2.
isn't it?
Yeah. 1,
Oh.
2. 1, 2. And then number 4 goes 1, 2.
Who's next to me?
And then attacks you. So it's a similar thing to what we just did. He's got no advantage or anything. So he moves there and he attacks you. And so basically, so it's got its base value, which is 2. Oh, I looked at the wrong thing, I can't.
Only 1 move.
Only
yeah.
1.
I just thought that as well.
T
Move
team.
back 1.
So they all move back 1. So he didn't make it to you. And he moves 1 there. If we were attacking, he'd attack you with 2.
So which one's
And then turn this
which
one.
one's moved?
The one with the foot.
Yeah, the foot's
Alright, so this is the yellow guy.
Yeah.
And that's they're the white guys.
Yeah.
So then what about the black guys?
The black guys don't put a monster on. The blackies don't put a monster on.
Yeah, it's monster.
Oh, right, okay. So it's not
There's
a,
no
not a
there's
black
no-
monster.
No.
Alright, okay.
Right, so then out of them, they've all just creeped up a bit. So now it's you, red guard.
I can move. Depends actually. 4 or 3 depends. 1, 2.
4 gets you to there.
Just get me close.
Yeah, because then you can use that one.
It's your 2 in.
Attack.
Have you only got, is it only a.
No, but I can
No
move
range.
3 and it's a range. It's either 4 and no range or 3 and.
No, okay.
But the non-ranged one is stronger.
Right, so you can go there or back in.
Yeah, so that's better, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll do it then. So move me there for.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
Well, you didn't
It
do
didn't
it
matter
that way,
anyway,
but.
did it?
So that's because then you discard pile. Whichever one.
What was this one?
Assume.
That was blinding sickle.
Blinding sickle.
And now I'm using my shocking advance. So he suffers 3 damage, but he also gets immobilized and cannot move until the end of its next turn.
Alright, okay. So that's the foot with an arrow in it. What number is it?
4.
Number 4. Oh yeah, he's the one that you shot me. And what damage?
Attack 3.
3. Oh, plus your modifier.
Just 1.
Just 1, yeah.
2
Oh, times 2. So you killed him.
Yeah, so
So you
he's
need to
dead.
immobilize him. Has that got a shuffle on it?
It's got like a round out.
Yeah, so you shuffle
The
your whole.
discard. Right, yeah.
No, you shuffle the whole thing.
So this goes in and gets
Yeah, and
shuffled.
reshuffle it all, so it might come back out again. Yeah. So.
Put on top again.
Shuffle it to the top.
Yeah. So the 2 times. So there's a 2 times card and
Once
there's a
it's died and empty.
and there's a miss altogether. And both have a shuffle symbol. If either is revealed, then it should be shuffled at the end of the round. We don't matter. You're not doing all else anyway.
So that's it. Okay, well, last one.
Yeah. So we've done all that. Now, if anybody's lost any, if you haven't got any cards left in your hand, you become exhausted. But we're not at that point yet. But we've got to keep going, play through the monster turn and blah blah blah, and go around. So once the end of the initiative order is reached, all figures have taken their turn. Any attack modifier deck has flipped over a card with a shuffle icon, shuffle its discard pile back into the deck. And then it says go ahead and play the next 2 rounds. Monster turns, running through the rest of your cards. When you are out of cards in your hand, refer to the final section of the scenario 1 rules book. So we just do that again twice more. And then first cards.
You need to take that.
I'll take that off, yeah. Right, so then round 2, we just pick us 2 cards and we'll carry on. There's no help this time.
It's the same
Just
order.
have to-
So
No,
you-
so you pick your 2
Oh,
cards,
yeah.
and then you put at the bottom the one that.
I'll just turn these over just a minute.
Yeah, if you want. It doesn't really say up or down.
I suppose.
I'm gonna keep mine up actually. This card's are normally up, so I'll keep them up. It's up to you, but.
Doesn't really matter, does it, actually?
So I'm gonna go.
So Lois goes first.
And that's the thing, you see. So we can talk like basics. Like I don't.
How many is
It's
away
been a
from
bit
me?
vague. How many is it? 3.
3.
Well, I'm gonna go for him as well if I'm honest with you, because
I just wondered because I didn't really have much.
I don't know how much you can talk and say, well, I'm going for him and I'm going fast. I'm going quite fast, guys. So just bear that in mind.
Well, I'm just going to go for.
I'm gonna do 2, I think. I'm gonna do that.
I'm going to hope that I'm not first. That's what I'm going to say. Can I say that?
I think so, yeah. It does just say.
Can I say I'm limited on movement? Is that allowed to say?
Yeah. Players can make general statements about their actions for the round and discuss strategy. So we could say, well, I'll go for him and you go for him.
Okay.
But they can't show other players their cards nor give specific information about any numerical value or card title.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can talk tactics.
So I can say I cannot move.
Yeah, I think that's okay. You just can't say I'm going to hit him with an attack 4 or something like that.
Because I've got 1 movement available to me,
Alright, okay.
and the rest are non.
I think we're alright because we don't want to spread out too thin, do we? I'm not moving very far.
So I'm gonna have to hold my ground, is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Well, Hatchet's got some ranged attacks as well, so it might be.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm thinking of going there and attacking them too.
Right, well, that's what you can't kind of say.
Okay.
Can't say I'm going there. You can say I'm going
Thinking
to
attacking them too. I might just rearrange.
I'm going for this. I'm going for this lead guy, and I'm going fast. I'm probably not going to kill him if I'm honest, but I'm going to hit him hard.
Right, I'm hoping for some movement, so
Right.
towards me. So I'm gonna go.
Are we ready then, guys?
I think it's them.
Yeah, let's just see.
Yep. Right. So turn him over.
I'm a 90.
I'm 19.
18.
Actually, slightly faster.
Really, I just to make sure I was.
So
I could have even won on my 63.
So it's just me and you switch round.
Oh, you still last?
Yeah, I'm still
Exactly.
last, yeah.
Okay.
Right. Just you, Sean.
Okay, well, I'm going to do the bottom one of this one, which is move 5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, fall over. 5.
Yeah.
So that's this card. And then
What card called?
Second wind.
Second wind. Look at Hatchet run. There's me
And
saying,
then-
it's alright, then we'll stand to the ground and she's run off.
And then stopping power. I'm going to use the top one, obviously. Attack 3, range 3. One enemy within 3 axes suffers 3 damage. Could. Oh, okay. Take that.
So you're not hitting both of them.
I'm not
You're
hitting both of them. I thought I was hitting both of them, but I'm not.
Okay. So which one are you hitting?
Mm.
I mean, that would cause a blockage, so you could always hit the elite guy if you wanted.
Yeah, because he's got 10 health.
Oh yeah, I'll do that then.
I know you've moved up there now.
Yeah.
Instead of the 2.
Yeah, I'll hit him with 3.
Yep.
Attack 3. And then turn that over.
Turn one of them over.
Times 2.
So you hit him with 6.
6.
Well done.
And then I shuffle.
Yeah, we'll do that in the end. That's
Oh, okay.
Give it for now. So 10. Because something might happen, I doubt it, but like Dan might have a card that says you want to go.
What does this 2 mean here?
We don't know yet. That's
Oh,
not,
okay.
that's not in it, so that needs discount. Right, so it's me in it.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm gonna. I don't know which way around I'm gonna do this because I don't think it matters. But I'm gonna do this one first. So explosive blitz. Told you I was going fast. So one enemy within 4 hexes suffers 2 damage plus modifiers. So he's 4 away. So I'm hitting him.
4.
Hitting him with 4.
No, 2 damage.
Oh, right, okay.
Range 4.
Range, okay.
2.
So nothing. So I just hit him with 2.
He only needs 2 more there. He's
Yeah.
dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on 8. He's got the smallest space. So we pick number 6, and that's the smallest space. And then so with the top of that one. So the bottom one of this is move 2. This is implode, and then I can destroy an obstacle within range 3. So I'm going to move 2, and to be honest, I'm going to move that way. Then, just because it might help us moving around, I'm going to smash that boulder.
Okay.
Just because I can. It's you then? Oh no, it's not.
No, it's
the
not.
Vermlings. So they move 1, remember? So you're 3
Towards
away,
Me, I'm guessing.
and you're 2 away, so he's going to move that way. Oh no, yeah, and then what numbers have we got? So this is number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, so he's going to move that way. And then he's going to move that way. And he's going to move that way.
So these are obstacles for monsters as well.
Yeah. They don't block line of sight for ranged attacks and things.
Yeah.
Right, now it's you, Dan.
No, I forgot the only moved one, so I have got a move here, so I can use it. My last move.
Alright.
So I might as well use it. So I'm thinking, because they have to be adjacent to attack. I use this and then it range attacks. If I move to shell,
Okay.
that'd work, wouldn't it? 'Cause it's a 2
It's
range.
a range 2,
Right.
yeah.
So if I move to shell,
So you're moving 4, but where are you going?
next
You've got
to
to move
shell,
4, aren't you? What's that one?
Have you got to
Called?
move 4?
go up to 4.
Yeah. What's it
So I can
called?
move
though?
3. It's called Desert Night.
Desert Night. So you win there. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah, and then I'll stand here and then
Yeah.
I'll shoot the gold one.
Okay. Put that there. Confusing me with all your cards being near each other. And then, so then you're attacking with a range
Yeah.
of 2.
With a modifier.
Yeah, so 3.
So just
It's
one
an
card.
attack
isn't
3.
it?
Yeah, just 1 card.
Attack 3 minus 1,
So 2.
2.
Yeah,
Which is all we needed.
he's dead, so
So
it doesn't
that
matter.
makes 10. So there's 8 on him. So that's another 2. So 10.
I'll
Well
send
done, guys.
it
See
on.
you later.
Sorted.
I've got 2 of them now.
Right. That's it. That's the end of the round. So now you shuffle them.
Our last 2 cards.
Yep. I've got 2 cards left. So
We just decide what's happening.
just decide which order you're doing them in.
Well, no, you need to put whichever one you want to move at bottom, don't you?
What?
Who goes first?
Oh
You
yeah.
need that one at the.
No, but I'm left with
Rubbish.
rubbish cards.
Yeah, same. a question about one of my cards.
Yeah, go on.
This is a bit
I'm
weird.
going to do that. See what happens.
Both attack 2.
Yeah.
This one says all adjacent enemies
Yeah.
suffer 2 plus modifiers for each. One adjacent enemy suffers 2 plus a modifier.
Yeah, it's just a slightly different attack. So it just got a bit of text there that says target all adjacent.
It's
enemies.
essentially the same
I know.
because it would be the all regardless. Whether there were 1 or 3, it'd still be all of them.
No, but that one won't. If you use the bottom, you only attack one person.
Or in case I don't want to attack 2.
Yeah, well, yeah. Or, because it depends on cards it's paired with, isn't it?
Yeah,
You might have to use the top one and the other one. So you've got to use the bottom of that one, which is not quite as good as the top of that one.
Right. Okay.
It's a bit weird that. It's very similar in the same card, but yeah.
So you have to use the top one and the bottom of the other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got to be cheating a bit.
No, that's what I did anyway because I moved.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Playing for initiative at the minute. Right, so turn over for initiative. I'm 42
41.
this time.
25.
Right, so
I can move
so
up.
what? Yeah. So Burnley at bottom. So it's
And I'm above.
down. It's down.
I'm second.
Oh, just it's 41.
Going up in the world shell.
Aye.
Mine are rubbish.
Right.
Mine are all adjacent.
Well, I can't do all. I can't help you out.
I can't.
Unless something happens.
So I'm going to move 4 hexes away.
What card you got?
Close cuts. But I'm not, I'm only moving 2 away. And then this next card, I'm using the top one. And it's only
What's the
attack
card?
disorientating
Barrage.
barrage. So attack 1, range 3, target 3. And it's called muddle, and then there's a muddle. And then the blue bit says up to 3 enemies within 3 hexes suffer 1 damage, plus a separate modifier for each. It just says disadvantage if adjacent, and gain that disadvantage for all their attacks until the end of their next turn.
So, right, so,
Do you want to read it?
yeah. So,
So I'm attacking them 3.
yeah, so it only does 1 damage, but it's range 3 and it's 3 targets, and then they all get muddled, which is good. We're not had them attackers yet, but we might do now we're in range. Right, so we might as well start in number order. So this one here.
Yeah.
So it's attack 1, but then modifier 0. So it's number 1. Number 1. So number 4, number 2 even. So modifier.
It's 2.
I'm forgetting the muddles. It's the muddle that's question mark.
Oh yeah, so you get a disadvantage on all attacks.
Yeah.
So they draw 2 and choose the lowest.
And then last one, so number 5 modifier. So
Just a 1.
so 1 damage, pistol muddled.
Oh, very good then.
Yeah, that was quite good. You hit them all.
A little bit of damage.
Yeah, then if they move and attack us, then that's to shoot them.
I've got nothing, I'm afraid.
Well, you gotta do something.
I can heal you,
Well, nobody's.
or I can attack adjacent enemies. Adjacent, heal.
Yeah. There you go.
Nothing.
Nothing. Mine's not much better. Right, so I'm gonna move 3. I'm gonna use the big one.
At least you can move.
Yeah.
At least you've got more than me.
Yeah, but I can only move on that one. I can't move this card. So I'm gonna move 3, the big one. 1, 2, 3. It's getting thick a bit. And then I can either attack an adjacent enemy or stun an adjacent enemy. And I ain't got any, so that was the piston punch. But no
Yeah,
piston.
thanks for helping me, guys.
No piston in
you've
my
got
punch.
attacks, I would have healed you. I would have healed
It's
you.
fine, I've muddled them so they don't. Hopefully don't.
Right.
Damage
And I know I
us.
moved into range, but somebody needs to get punched. It might as well be me.
Do we
saying.
reshuffle these now?
Well, we'll cover that in a minute. So it's their turn now.
Oh, yeah.
So number 1 moves there.
It's coming to
Is
you,
that a
is it?
space?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's not green
Comes on
border,
green
yeah.
border.
Yeah.
So he comes and attacks me. Now because he's muddled, 2 of these. So we've got +0 and oh, we're not seeing that yet, but that means
Miss a turn.
completely misses me. So he didn't get me at all. And
Good.
also that means I have to remember that because that means we shuffle the deck at the end of the turn.
I didn't
Yeah.
miss a turn.
Yeah, so then number 2 moves
To me.
to you. And same thing because he's muddled. We've got a 0 and a 0. So unfortunately you
It's
take
fine.
2 damage.
Which one do I?
Your disc knocked off.
2
What, on your
damage.
8?
2 late shell because I could
Yeah,
have
she could have
healed you with
healed
the
you,
magic
yeah.
arrows.
And then this guy, number 5, will move.
Move both 2 away.
Yeah, they can't get to me. He can get to you. So move him there. And then attack you again. So again we're muddled. So we've got 0 and +1. So it'll be the 0. So I lose 2 again. The heal shot. Hatchet. Right. So then that's them done. Right, so it's the end of the round as normal. So do you want to shuffle them down and I'll take these muddled tokens off. Does anybody else need help? Take it off.
No.
Nope.
Did you didn't shuffle this turn, did you? You didn't get it. You weren't the times 2
No.
this time right now.
No.
We need like an order card, that's what you need. Just checklist.
And that's what that does. Oh no.
What do you mean for?
Oh, round
Oh,
overview. Round
Yeah,
overview
round
there.
overview as well.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, we don't say like remove tokens. or anything,
No,
you know what I mean?
no.
Like some of
There's
the-
end of round.
in some games they're quite specific, aren't they? Like in Dead of Winter it's quite specific.
It just says here, at this time, if any attack modifier deck has flipped over a card with a shuffle icon, shuffle this discard pile. Right, when you're out of cards in your hand at the end of the 3rd round, refer to the final section. So this so at the end of the 3rd round, all 6 of your ability cards should be in your discard pile, which they are. Right, you can get your cards back from your discard pile by short resting. And you can do this if a character has at least 2 cards in their discard pile. They don't have to be empty. So as long as you've got 2 cards in there, you can choose to do a short rest.
I see. I think it's better to do it when you've still got cards.
Well, me and him had a pointless round there, so
Yeah,
we
we
could
could've
have
rested.
rested.
We could have
Yeah.
done a short rest.
Yeah.
So when
Then
a
said to me, short rest.
So when a character short rest, they take all cards in their discard pile, shuffle them, and place 1 at random on the right side of their character map in their lost pile. Hang on. The rest of the discard pile is then returned to the character's hand and the next round is played as normal. Anytime a character would rather keep the card that was lost, they may suffer 1 damage to lose a different random card from their discard pile instead.
Oh, so you're still missing, losing one.
Yeah, but this can only be done once per short rest. So if you do it and then you lose another card, you can't. You've lost
Yeah.
that one. So cards in the character's lost pile cannot be returned to the character's hand for the rest of the scenario. All characters should short rest now. So it says
So is that instead of doing a turn?
no. It's just at the end of the round.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and it just says you need to play 2 cards at the beginning of every round. So in 2 more rounds, when you only have 1 card left, you will have to short rest again.
So
And
it's
then-
best to kill them as soon as possible then.
Well,
isn't it?
yeah, but then, so here's the thing. Given enough rounds, characters will run out of cards to play because they've lost too many through resting. If a character is unable to play 2 cards at the start of a round because they do not have at least 2 cards in their hand, their character becomes exhausted, which basically means you're out of the game.
Yeah.
You're not dead, you're just exhausted.
Just really tired.
So now we know everything we need to know to finish the scenario.
Right, that's the card I'm losing.
Oh.
That's the very good card.
Well, you can take
That's
it.
the muddle. No.
What do you want? How much else do you want?
4.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just gonna have
Just hope
to.
my magic arrow still
I'm
in.
just gonna have to lose it.
Hope my magic arrow still in.
And I am losing. No, I might not. Knock out the support, which is quite a good one.
Yeah, but just think, we've only got 3 monsters left.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. I'm knocking them down to 7. And I'm going to lose Implode instead.
I'm
I can't lose
losing
any.
You're losing what?
blinding strike.
Yeah, you happy with that?
Yep.
Right, okay, next round then. Right, I'm gonna try and deal a bit of damage to number one there in front of me. He's mine, so if you want to pick on
I'm
somebody
having both of them.
You're in both of them. Wow.
I'm going to try both of them as well.
I'm going quick and all.
Am I? No, I'm not. Depends actually.
Well, I can choose. I can attack all three of them.
It just depends on where I am.
In the order.
Yeah, but it won't work actually. So
You're quite slow though, aren't you? Compared to us.
Yeah, I'm not very.
No.
So,
I'm little and pack a punch.
yeah, this is okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Remember them?
You're in the right order.
Alright, initiative then.
90.
20.
35.
Me first.
I'm below them.
So you the, what are you?
I'm the demolitionist.
I'm second. Oh, and you're last.
Yeah, I'm below them.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use the knock out the support to deal 3 damage to number 1 there. Oh,
It's 10.
I need it. No, I need it. I need to play a modifier card. +1, it's fine. That's 0. So, yeah. So 3 to him. Forgot about the modifiers, I have to remember that. And then piston punch. I'm going to stun him. Which means. I know how Dan was saying he's going to protect them both out. It's a stun tool.
No, I decided against them.
Oh, okay.
I can still get him.
No, you don't have to. So stun token means he can't do anything until the end of the next turn. So you can't do anything this round. So you don't need to take him out. And that's been.
Okay. Now, I'm going to move 3 where it says immobilize. Target 1 adjacent enemy. So I don't know to.
Maybe take that one that's.
Oh, so it's immobilise and then you can move 3.
I can move 3, but I'm going to move there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
So immobilise him. You only move 1. So
Yeah.
he's if you're moving over
Yeah.
there, then he's
Yes, I'll immobilise him then
immobilise number 5.
until the end of its next turn.
So he's not moving.
And then I move 3. So I'm only moving 2 to there.
Yeah,
And
so what
then-
cards are?
Oh, sorry, that's stopping power.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing double throw. My attack will be 2. My range is 3, and I can target 2.
Okay.
So I can still attack him, and then I can attack them too.
Yeah. I said leave him because he's not doing it.
But leave him.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll attack. And then it says up to 2 enemies within 3 axes suffer 2 damage plus a separate modifier for each.
Yeah. I just need to turn a different card on. So you go for first number 2.
Yeah.
2 damage. You said.
Attack 2, yeah.
So turn card on.
Plus 1.
So that's 3. So you were already on 2, so he's dead. Well done.
This one.
Yep.
And then I'm going for this one.
Yep.
So again, it's 2.
The modifier 3. He's nearly dead. So it's up to you, Dan. I know I said leave him, but one more. I don't know what card you're playing. Well, you're not yet because you're last, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, they're not doing much. So he's completely stunned. He's not doing anything, and he can't move. So he's immobilised. So he can't attack anybody. So it's you.
Okay,
And they
so
both need one more hit.
I can do that then. So I can move in
Yeah, so you're playing.
with Desert Knight.
Okay.
And then shield spikes. 2 adjacent enemies suffer 2 damage. That's both of them.
Yeah, you need modifiers. So
No modifier card is drawn for this damage.
how do you know that?
I suppose because it's not an attack, it just has a statement.
Oh yes, it's not an attack. It's just suffer 2 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. So dead.
Yes, well done, Dan.
Well done. Right, but we're back to the book now because there you go. So kill all the vermin. So on here it says kill them all. Wait, read the tips. place each of your characters here. All exits have been born are obstacles. The demolitionist can destroy them. And then remember the icons for setting up monsters. If you ever knew that. So it says at this point you know everything, and then at the end of the round in which either the goal is completed or all characters become exhausted. So congratulations on completing scenario 1. Read the conclusion text and the scenario rewards. So, you wipe the blood of the last vermin from your face and your thoughts return to the sleeping lion. Surely they've got a stew ready by now. It would be so perfectly warm and soothing, and it's right through that gate, so close you can already taste it. But then another thought comes. It is highly unusual, brazen really, for a pack of vermins to operate this close to the city. Could they be behind the string of disappearances? It's a long shot, but one worth investigating, especially considering this ambush site doesn't look like their base of operations. There is probably a nest nearby that, with any luck, will have more information on the missing blacksmith. And treasure. Treasure would be nice. So then it says rewards, new location, a hole in the wall. So it says tip, place the sticker for scenario 2 on the city map board. Then return to page 13 of the Let's Play guide for further information. We're trusting you again. So 2
I'm going to do it this time.
in B1. So it's the same square.
Same square.
Yeah. So it says.
That's messed up now, isn't it?
Fit somewhere in there. So while you're doing that, when you see a new location listed in the rewards, that means to place a new sticker on the city map board. In this case, place the sticker for scenario 2. It should match up with the art in section B1.
So that map does really nothing, it just kind of shows you where you are in the story.
Yeah. Also, because you successfully finished scenario 1, mark the white box in its sticker to indicate it is complete. You cannot replay scenarios you have previously completed. But you could do if you played the whole thing again.
Oh, perfect.
Lastly, after each scenario, characters fully refresh, recovering all their ability cards, remove any condition tokens, and returning their hit point dial to their maximum hit point value. Noted on your character map below the white 1 because you are level 1. Right, so we might need a pen.
So we need to do something with this?
Yeah, it looks like it. Might need a pen. You need to tick that, so. And we're going to got character sheets, it says. At this point, each player should take one character sheet from their large character box. This sheet represents the character you'll be playing throughout the campaign. So I'm just going to take the top one off.
So what we're doing?
So you need to tick number 1 on there. You don't know we're doing your sheet. We're about to make things permanent, so if you weren't happy with the character you played in scenario 1, this is your last chance to switch to something else.
Oh no, I liked it.
Sorry, Shell.
What? I like him, so.
Provided you are happy with your selection, you should now name your character and write it in the name field. Also mark the 1 next to level.
So just have to give it like a little scribble inside the box or something.
It just says mark the 1. Put a cross line or something. I don't really say what to do. Next to level. Since you are level 1, all the other areas of the character sheet will be covered in future scenarios. Right, so have you named it?
Yep, Bullying Boots.
Bullying Boots.
I can't think what it looks like, so I've just put Bull.
I'm not sure this demolitionist is a woman, you know. So
Mine's Vincent the Valrath Ben.
What have I got to do with 1?
just put a mark there 1.
What, like a circle?
Or an X.
Anything, yeah. That's technology, I suppose.
Although it's very punchy, it must be a bloke.
What does XP mean?
I don't know, it says ignore everything else.
Okay.
Looks like Groot, don't you?
Oh.
I'm going to call him Derek. Derek the Demolitionist.
It must be a boy, but it does definitely.
Pretty feminine.
Yeah, it is.
But
Really
yeah,
feminine.
Yeah. So mine's Derek.
But
Right.
Not got top on.
So you've come all the way, but it says characters should now retrieve their 2 level B cards from their deck of ability cards. So I need the envelopes out here. Oh, hang on then. So it says, so you've got 2 level B cards, are you listening? And swap them into their pool of available ability cards, removing the 2 level A cards of the same name
Okay, so get rid of
permanently, so they still only have 6 cards. The 2 A cards will never be used again.
That's it, we're done forever.
That's mine's 1-2 punch. It's a slightly stronger version of 1-2 punch. That's another one. The big one.
Centre mass and
Close
wow.
cuffs.
Flaming Strike and Desert Knight.
I don't target area now.
Yeah. Is that what target area means there?
Yeah, mine's right. Some of these level B cards may have unfamiliar icons or terminology, but they will be covered in the scenario 2 rules.
Oh, I've got a loot on mine as well. And a push.
So they just go back in the box.
Yeah. Put the rest back in your box. So you have 4 A cards and 2 B cards. You've still only got 6. And now that you've recorded everything important pertaining to the outcome of scenario 1, you can continue reading the next page to start playing scenario 2, or you can put everything back in the box to continue the campaign another time. The most important thing is to put all the materials currently pertinent to your character. So but don't do this because we'll have a chat in a minute. So you've got your character sheet, character map, attack modifier deck, and hand of 6 cards. Into the zip bag with your character tokens and initiative order token. Oh, that's the first time they've been mentioned, character tokens. And put that back in the large character box. With the city map board modified and all your characters saved, it should be very easy to pick up where you left off later. If you'd like to keep playing though, let's move on to scenario 2. So there is enough bags here for us each. And then so we put everything here in them bags and then back in the box and we're done. Alright, but that's scenario 1 done. So, smashed it. So, thank you. Alright, so we'll see you again. Thank you, everybody.